endless escape. Space stretched out forever. Quiet, empty. The kind of nothing that makes you feel small, like an ant under a giant shoe. Captain Mara stood there, right at the helm of the Aurelia, her eyes fixed on the viewport. It should have been calming, just a bunch of stars scattered, like diamonds on black velvet. But no, it wasn't. Not anymore. That thing was out there. The black hole. It didn't blink or twinkle like the stars, didn't give you that soft comfort. It was just there, swallowing up everything, growing bigger and bigger by the second. They hadn't seen it at first, of course. The mission was supposed to be simple. Scout the edge of the galaxy. Find anything weird, report back. And weird they found, all right. A black hole expanding, way too fast. It showed up on their scanners like a small glitch at first. Elias had thought it was nothing. Just a cosmic hiccup. But now, it was the thing of nightmares. A huge growing hole in space eating light and time. And they were heading straight for it. "Emergency thrusters," Mara barked, her voice breaking slightly, betraying the calm she tried so hard to keep. Full power now. Engines hummed in response, but it was like trying to run up a waterfall. No matter how fast they went, it pulled them closer, slowly, relentlessly. "Captain, Lars." The navigator, his voice shaky, his fingers flying over the controls. I can't find a way out. The gravity it's pulling us in." Mara clenched her jaw. Her mind raced, searching for something, anything. There was always a way out, right? Except maybe this time there wasn't. "Keep trying." "Lars," she said, even though she knew it was useless. Knew it deep in her gut. Jenna was in the engine room, her voice crackling through the comm. "Engines are maxed out, Mara. Can't give you any more. She's gonna break if I push her harder." The ship groaned like a wounded beast. Metal, twisting under pressure it wasn't built for. Mara could feel it deep in her bones. The way everything was stretching. Warping. The black hole wasn't just sucking them in. It was pulling apart the very fabric of everything around them. "Elias," she called out to the scientist. He was hunched over the monitors, staring at the data coming in. His brow furrowed, eyes wide, like he was seeing something he couldn't understand. Something that shouldn't be. It's not just a black hole, Captain," he murmured, more to himself than anyone. "It's growing faster than it should be. It's impossible." "Yeah, I got that," Mara snapped. "Tell me something I don't know." But Elias wasn't done. His voice shook. "It's eating time. Not just matter. Time itself. We're too close now." A cold, silent panic settled over them all. They weren't just about to die. They were going to be erased. Every part of them gone, like they'd never existed. Lars punched the console, frustration bubbling over. "Damn it, there has to be something. We can't just—" "We can," Jenna interrupted. "And we might." Mara's hands gripped the controls harder, white-knuckled. Her mind was spinning. She'd always found a way before. Always. But now, the ship creaked again, another warning. The stars outside were bending, like they were stretching, pulled apart like taffy. Elias's fingers flew across the console, pulling up more data. His face went pale. "Captain, there's something in the radiation, signals, patterns. It's telling us something." "What are you talking about?" Mara asked, already half knowing she wouldn't like the answer. Elias turned, his face lit up by the screens. "I think the black hole, it's trying to communicate. There's something in there. Maybe it's old. Older than the universe itself." Jenna's voice cut through the silence. "You want to die for a theory, Elias?" His eyes didn't leave the data. "If we collect this information, we won't die for nothing. We'll leave something behind. The truth, Mara, about everything." There it was. The truth. The black hole wasn't just an end. It was a beginning, too. The beginning of the universe. Of everything. But if they stayed to learn that, they wouldn't make it out. The ship lurched again, closer to the event horizon, the point of no return. Mara looked around at her crew. Lars still typing furiously. Jenna's voice tight over the comms, and Elias staring into the abyss like it held the answers to every question humanity had ever asked. "Redirect power," Mara whispered, barely able to believe the words. Gather everything you can. Lars's head snapped up. You serious, Captain? We're already dead if we stay on this course, she said. Might as well make it count. He didn't argue. No one did. Elias quickly began rerouting the ship's systems, shutting down life support, shields, everything, feeding it all into the data collection. The lights flickered, the hum of the engines died down. But the sensors came to life. They drank in the black hole's secrets, deeper and deeper. We're seeing it, Elias breathed. The beginning of the universe. Before time even started, the ship groaned louder now, the hull buckling under the strain. The black hole pulled harder, closer, and then it all happened so fast. Too fast. The Aurelia shuddered violently, pieces of it ripping away into the void. The stars outside spun wildly, stretching into impossible shapes. It was happening. The end. Jenna's voice crackled, barely audible through the chaos. Structural integrity's gone, Mara. She's breaking apart. Mara felt herself being pulled. No up, no down, just everything going away. Her body felt like it was being torn into a million pieces, scattered into nothingness. She tried to speak, but couldn't. Elias was the last voice she heard, soft, fading. It was never about surviving. We were never supposed to. And then silence. The Aurelia disappeared into the black hole, swallowed whole, like it had never been. But far out in the deep cold of space, a faint pulse of data drifted. A final message, a whisper from the void waiting to be found.